Ciao a tutti, and welcome to Cooking with Nonna. It is Tall Blonde Day today, evidently, and here I have Nonna Nina. So before we get started, let's just take a closer look.
I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I lived there till I married at 21, and then I moved to Manhattan, and I've lived there ever since. I was the oldest child, and I had then my sister and my brother, and in many ways my parents, for instance, wouldn't allow me to do certain things that they allowed my sister to do and my brother to do. My grandmother, who was from Tuscany, Grandma Maria, would come every day, help my mother cook and take care of the 3 children. And so very early in life, I was eating Tuscan food because that's what my grandmother made. She came from Montepulciano. When I was young, I really didn't do much in the kitchen. And then suddenly I was 21, married. My husband was from Italy and used to good cooking. My mother-in-law was a wonderful, wonderful cook. And I had to learn how to cook. So I did. And I just went in there, and I have selective memory. I don't remember the big mistakes I made, but I'm sure there were many. And through trial and error, I'd call my mother up, how do you make this? I called my mother-in-law up. My grandmother was alive. Grandma, how do you do this? And little by little, I did learn how to cook. You know, I'm not I wouldn't say a great chef, but I can cook for a lot of people in a short amount of time, and everyone enjoys it, and nobody gets sick. I feel fortunate that I like to cook, because hopefully I'll be cooking till the day I die.
And to go with our little Tuscany theme, we're going to make a Tuscan soup, right?
Right.
What's it called?
Zuppa verza, which is the soup with Savoy cabbage soup, with cabbage.
Lovely. It's getting cold out, so let's start our soup right now.
Okay.
What's the first thing we're going to do?
The first thing we're going to do is take some of the sausage out of the casing. We have sweet Italian sausage here.
And this is our sausage. It's sweet sausage with fennel seeds in it, and if you can see the little green seeds. And we have about 4 links already taken out, and I'm just going to take this out of its casing.
Okay. Just doing a good job. Got it all out.
I know what I'm doing.
Here we go. So now we have this sweet Italian sausage with fennel.
Okay, we have our sausage all prepped. So what do we do next?
Take the sausage and we're going to brown it.
Lovely.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. And can I have the wooden spoon, please?
Yes. Here you go.
So we're going to add our sausage to a saute pan. And you don't have to put any olive oil or anything because the sausage is so rich. And we just want to brown this and make sure it all turns the same color because it is also going to cook in our broth.
I'm going to cook it well because pork should be cooked well. And this pork is very indigenous to Tuscany. They use a lot of pork there. Of course, they use beans and bread, olive oil, wine.
Now, when do you usually make this soup?
This soup is good in the colder months. In fact, now the weather's getting chillier. This is the time of year when I think this soup would be very appropriate for lunch when the kids come in on a cold day, or your husband's out in the yard, he comes in.
And I think we are done.
Okay. So we will get a bowl, and
I'm going to
here
turn
we
up
are.
our heat for a moment.
And we're going to put this aside, Rosella.
Okay.
Here you go. Okay.
It's okay if you leave a little bit in there
Right.
because we're actually going to reuse this pan in a moment.
Right. But now we have to add a little olive oil, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
Okay. Because we're going to add now
Just a drizzle of olive oil to
Yeah.
coat the bottom of your pan, no more.
and the garlic. And we're going to caramelize this. Just get the onions soft. While Rosella's cutting the garlic, I'm going to stir the onion. Keep stirring so it doesn't burn.
Just give your garlic a quick coarse chop.
All right. There you go.
Now, usually I always hear that you should use either garlic or onions, but we're using both today, so why?
I think, actually, the recipe calls for it, and whoever made up this recipe must know something that I don't know, but it seems to give it a good flavor. Oh,
Whatever works.
right. I'm not going to
Don't ask
question
questions.
authority of hundreds of years. Okay.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah. Leave it to the
Okay, so what's next?
pancetta.
And we use pancetta a lot on this show. And Italians love pancetta. It's bacon. Who doesn't like bacon?
Right. And we were saying you could use ham.
Could use ham or regular bacon.
Okay.
And this looks bella finito, or bella finished.
Okay.
So we're going to set this aside.
Set it aside. And I think the next thing we decided to do,
We are actually going to introduce our soup base, which is just a plain chicken broth that we've had boiling.
Right.
This is about 10 cups of chicken broth. Woo! And to this, can I have a spoon, please?
surely.
We're going to add about 3 or 4 chopped potatoes.
Here, this spoon.
Grazie.
Okay. Careful. That stuff is hot, so be careful.
Very hot. So lovely broth.
Good. And now,
And we're going to add our mixture to this. So
okay,
I'm going to need a little bit of help here.
Okay. Yeah. See, many hands make less work in this particular instance. 2 hands. 4 hands altogether. 3 hands. There you go.
Wow.
I don't envy who has to clean this pot. Is it going to be me? La Nonna.
The cleaning Nonna
Yeah,
is
really.
our next show. Cleaning with Nonna will be the next show we produce.
Okay. Now be careful. See, I don't want you to burn yourself.
Oh, my word.
Be careful. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. And nobody got scorched.
So we've added our potatoes, our sausage, and our pancetta, onions, and garlic mixture. And we're going to let the potatoes cook for about a half an hour with our lid on. And when we come back, we're going to add our verza, and we will be ready to taste.
Okay.
And we are bublando. And we're all ready to add our verza.
Okay.
And here we go. And this just takes a minute because we're just going to wait for it to wilt.
Right.
And verza is a Savoy cabbage, and it's really rich in vitamin K.
Bring it all in. We're going to wilt it. That's all. We don't want to overcook it.
Now this looks perfectly ready, just slightly wilted. We got a nice rolling boil. We are ready to taste this. I can't wait. So,
Bowl.
and here's a ladle for you, Missy.
Thank you.
And I'm going to introduce our Italian bread bowl. And the way we're going to do this is we're taking 2 pieces of perfectly stale bread. And I say perfectly stale because in Tuscany, they would have this nice, crusty on the outside, airy on the inside bread, and it was saltless. And it's going to be a perfect complement to the saltiness of our soup. So I'm going to arrange it just like this. And I'm going to get 2 spoons for us for later.
Okay. I think we should get a little closer.
Okay.
And we're going to ladle this and put the broth on the bread. Smells good. Ooh. Okay. Almost finished. Okay. One more. Okay. One more vegetable. That's it. Okay. You
Wow.
okay?
Oh, wow. That looks amazing. And to top this off, I'm just going to add a little bit of fresh Parmigiano cheese.
All right. Parmigiano Reggiano.
What have you.
Right.
Beautiful.
She's not putting too much because it's salty enough with the sausage and pancetta. So this is just a little sprinkling, right?
And I am ready to have a piece of this. You can have some too.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Here we are. It's delicious. I was afraid it'd be too salty, but it's not.
No,
Good.
it's got a perfect saltiness. The verza is really clean and crisp.
Yeah.
And it's really got a lot of flavor from the pancetta and from the sausage. And I can't wait for it to get cold so I can make this.
Okay.
Thank you for being my Nonna.
Mm. Mm.
Should I go blonde?
No, you're beautiful just the way you are.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.